Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Geoguessr. We're doing Iceland, a map by Topo Tish, 3-minute time challenge. Now, the average score on this map is 10,300. What the fuck? 602? There's no way this tiny island is 602 fucking kilometers, alright? There's no fucking way. I don't care what anyone says. Hofen, here's Hofen, 364. We're on 1. We gotta find Vic, which I'm guessing is probably gonna be over... No, Vic's over here. How big is this fucking island? Is it 600 kilometers across? It's bigger than Maine. It's probably about the landmass of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. There's no way that's 600 kilometers. We gotta find Vic, which is close. That's 92 kilometers. So it looks like we're going this way. And then we gotta find Vesta Majar, which is 42. I don't think this is 42 kilometers. But we're on Route 1. Somewhere over here. I think that's a good idea, right? It says we're on 1 here. We're heading south towards the ferry. Go to Vestmannaeyjar. And I'm assuming it's to the ferry, which is going to be somewhere, I'm guessing, down here. So, what would you say? 20 kilometers? 30 kilometers? Maybe we're a little bit more this way. I think that's a good start. We do know that we have pretty terrible distance recognition. We're not so great at being able to look at a map and go, oh, from here to here is about 40 kilometers. The only issue I could think of is that it's measuring the distance from Route 1 to the island. However, there was a symbol of a ferry, so that's why I'm thinking the ferry terminal is the 42 kilometers. We do have a town name. Just happens to be blurred out. Hella. Can we find Hella? Fuck yeah, we can. Alright, and it looks like we're heading north now. So we gotta be like over here a little bit. Maybe a little further back. Return to start. Did we pass a stream? Is this a stream? This is a stream. So we're a little bit ahead of the stream. Is it not a stream? I see a bridge. What looks like a bridge. Alright, so it was a little bit further forward. This is around where we guessed originally. 1.2 kilometers. We're off to a great start, alright? We're off to a very good start. 4,895 points. If we're aiming for 10,300, which is the average, we're halfway there. We got 4 more locations. I think we've learned something. I think we really have. This one's probably going to be a harder location. I see the highlands, the mountains. This is what I typically associate with Iceland. Now, I don't know if he's going to include the Faroe Islands. I doubt it. I don't believe they're Icelandic territory. I believe you guys told me. What the Alright, fuck you. We'll go the other way. I believe they're Danish. But they kind of have a very similar feel. We're 70 kilometers an hour. That's kind of low. I doubt we're going to be on a major highway. It actually does look like we have a sign or something like what I would expect to find in the United States. Just another 70 kilometer an hour sign. Not what I wanted with a turn. So there's a blind turn coming up. But yeah, this feels blind Hadir, so a blind hill, which might make sense for 70 kilometers an hour. You got to be careful in some places where the visibility is low. So if the speed limit does go back up, I can then see us being potentially on a highway. Now, I'm pretty sure the population of Iceland is very low. Well, population density when you think about the United States, at least. Now, most of this time we've been heading south. We're coming up to a bridge. This is probably going to have the name of a river. I don't think it's going to have the name of a town. Maybe this could be helpful if we can get close enough to be able to read it. It looks like 3 kilometers ahead is where the split is. Doesn't look like we go that way, but there's Little Liti Bota and Story Botin. You got me. I'm gonna guess up here for right now. We can keep looking. It's definitely harder to move here. It feels like these aren't pieced together as well as some of the other locations. Can we find a town name on this truck? That would be nice. That's actually kind of cool. We got like an art style thing going here. Click Little Campers. Can't really make out what it's trying to say, or if it will even have anything. Cuckoo Campers. I don't know if there's a place called Cuckoo. If there is, we're definitely going to guess it. I'm not going to put too much effort into going in too close. I feel like that's probably going to waste most of our time. We only got 5 seconds left. Fuck. I'm not finding anything. Hopefully we have a good guess. And it was actually a lot further south. Is there a place here or around here called Cuckoo? Maybe not. Maybe you guys went the other way. It looks like there wasn't really anything around us for quite some time. Maybe you guys found a road number. War and Peace Museum. You probably found that and you were able to trace it back. Definitely a harder location, I gotta say. And I'm not seeing anything that says Cuckoo anywhere. So, probably didn't really mean too much at all. Alright. Minimize a little bit, please. Thank you. This one definitely feels a little bit different than the last location. It's a lot less hilly, a lot more trees. So I'm wondering if we're going to be able to pick up on areas that have high density of trees versus areas that have low density. Now I do see what appears to be a coastline. It's very hard to make out from where we are. It could just be mountains in a distance. But if we're this close to a coast, that could definitely help us. Now, I think our main focus, no matter what map we play from now on, is probably going to be on the highway numbers, the road numbers. Those seem to be helping us a lot more than town names. Obviously, if we find a town name and a road number, we have a much higher chance to piece the two together. But for now, I think road numbers should be our main focus. Definitely feels completely different, right? We have these hills with some trees, and then over here just wide open plain. We are heading north again, so I'm wondering if we could be a little bit further south, because our last location was over here. I wonder if we could be over here. There could be some trees over here, and then we're coming up to where there's no trees. That might be something we should try and learn. And then again, if I were to get this on any other map, I don't think I would guess Iceland. We haven't found any clues, any language, any real hints or signs. I might end up guessing, if I had to throw out something, Mongolia. We've had a lot of locations in Mongolia which is flat open plains with horses and cattle and all that nonsense. And the only real hints we are getting are these 50-kilometer-an-hour signs. So that would probably be, but the fact that we know we're in Iceland definitely takes away a little bit of that stress, right? And then we find something that's a church. Let's go back one more. A hagi. So even that, right? There's nothing on that really screams Iceland. Definitely a lot harder than than the first location. Last location I didn't find too easy. It looks like you guys did pretty well. So I gotta ask you guys how you did that. Looks like we have some town names. We don't really have too much time. I do want to guess somewhere near trees. Maybe over here. Oh, there's a lot of hoofs here. So I'm not finding any hoofs. Can we find anything that has an S real quick? Over here. It's probably going to be nothing. We're probably going to get like no points here. Wow, we both really fucked up there. Bottom left, 18 points, and you guys got 34. What the fuck was this? Where were we? But, if you guys remember in the beginning, I did say we were over here where there were no trees. Maybe we guessed south where there are trees. If we would have guessed over here, we would have gotten a lot of points. We really would have. And that could have helped us out with catching up to you guys. Sadly, it doesn't. We're by Hella. I think I know where Hella is. I don't want to look for it, but it's probably somewhere over here where there's a bunch of H's. Right? Also, that might not even be a town name. That could be something else. But let's just stick it over here for right now. We do have these snow-covered mountains north of us. Not too many trees, if you notice, but there are mountains quite a lot of places. We could be over here, just kind of like we guessed. However, my issue, thinking, we've kind of been towards the western side of the island almost every time so far. Now, we've had locations in the east, but not on a strict Iceland map. So I'm wondering if maybe we have a seed where everything is going to be on the west coast, or at least towards the middle of the country. I do want to kind of diversify my location guesses, but I don't want to do it strictly because we haven't been there yet. I feel like that's not a good enough reason. Now, obviously, we found a place called Hella. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a town name called Hella, but there are a lot of H names over on this side of the map. Maybe that ties in together. Maybe that's just a fucking coincidence. It's probably the latter. And it looks like we're coming up to a rest area. Does it have anything in it? It does not. It definitely is interesting. So these little yellow markers, in the United States, those mark out every 1/10 of a mile. I'm guessing that in Iceland it's marking every 1/10 of a kilometer, which means you're gonna get them you're gonna get what, 6 for every mile? I think it's like that. 1 mile is 6.6 kilometers or whatever. So it's something close, but every 10 you'll get a mile marker. Here would be a kilometer marker, and then it would tell you what road number you're on. So that definitely helps in the United States. Now, I am seeing some of them have a white thing on them, like a white piece of paper or a white marking. I wonder if that really means anything, but it does seem a little too frequent. Maybe that's just part of the design. But it is interesting to see that there is differences between the way the layouts work. Now, we are coming up to a town. I definitely want to see if we can, holy shit, get the name of the town. That is probably going to be the only hint we have, and we might not even be able to get there in time. We still have our guess down. That's the good news. The bad news is we really didn't find anything. So we're really hoping that we're not going to find anything. That the H does fit, and it does not. Alright. Is there a place over here anywhere called Hella? I think the issue is we're not finding anything, and we know we can go back, right? We know we can go back in time. Well, not time. We could go back to the start and then try the other direction. I think part of me, so we were coming up to this area, by the way. I think part of it is, or did we bypass that and we're coming up to this? Whatever it may be. I think the issue is we're so committed to one direction that the second we're not finding anything, it's going to be just a few more clicks, just a few more, and we'll find something. And we end up not. Now, we do have Valba, I don't even want to try to pronounce that, but it starts with a V. It's 5 kilometers, and then a place called Stora, which is 2 kilometers. We can try to find whatever the first one is, probably without too much luck. Now, we really haven't had much luck here with finding road numbers. And that was a big help with us when we did Sweden, and a few other ones. But we're not finding too many road numbers here, which makes me wonder how different the layout's gonna be. We're at 5,000. We need to get a good score here to break what we wanted to get and the map average. Can't make out what that is, but it looks like a bed and breakfast. I'm really surprised we're not finding too many road numbers. We'll come back to that if it's deemed important. This is actually the first time we're heading south, and I wonder if that's going to play a role in finding out where we are. But clearly Iceland is not treating us nicely. Every location has kind of been this openness. Now, some locations have these bushes and these trees. Some locations just have grass. So we are noticing differences. But I don't think we're at the point where we could put those differences to a location. So definitely a lot different. We are finding names. We're finding all these names of all these little towns, but we're not really able to put those names to a location. And I'm not going to say I'm afraid to do it, but I feel like it's a waste of time at this point. Okay, 510. We're finding road numbers. We're on one. Can we find... Wow, it's right here. Alright. So this is 305 kilometers to the east. So we got to go all the way over to Borgarnes, and that's 11 kilometers west of us. So we're close to Borgarnes. Let's go a little bit more to the right, and then 12 kilometers on 510. We find a 510, a 14, 15, 510. All right. And here Varani, and that's south of us by about 12. So I'm thinking up here on 1. Right? That might be a good location. That's where we are currently, not where we started. And actually, that's actually not too bad. 2.1 miles. I thought we traveled a little bit more than that. But that's 47.24. We should have broke 10,000. We did. We're a little bit below the map average, but we still hit 10,000. Now you guys clearly can see that there were some locations that were a little bit more difficult. You even guessed up here with us, but for the most part, look at, wow, 4 of them on the fucking west coast and then 1 kind of in the middle and the north. Really does surprise me that we have been getting this kind of pattern, especially with all the Nordic maps where everything's kind of close together, and even the geography doesn't really match that observation. Now the one up north, maybe we could have moved, but even this one right here was probably the hardest one, and it looks like we both kind of fucked up on it. And then we just got this. I guess by the H's, definitely wasn't worth it. I guess Hella doesn't mean a town name. And then we guessed north here because we saw mountains, and it was a lot further south. Just a lot more we gotta learn when it comes to Iceland. And if you even look at the diversity of these, it's just, there's so much more ground to cover, so much more to learn. And we only found road numbers twice in those 2 locations. We got good scores. So when we do find road numbers, we do well. When we don't, we kind of bumble it up. But let's check out the full results. It's coming in first place is Aphelion at 19,855, followed by Debre. Looks like you guessed north as well. Makes me feel a little bit better about myself, but 17,812, still a very good score. Board King Maff coming in at 3rd, and then Screenshot the World also guessing north. So I'm not the only one who saw that and was like, we're probably in the north. And it also looks like you both, well, no, it looks like only Debre. Did Debre get this? Debre was the closest one to that location that everyone kind of fucked up on. So I'm guessing that was just a good guess. But overall, you could see there's a big spread. So it's not just me who doesn't know Iceland. And that actually makes me feel a lot better. So we'll definitely keep Iceland as a playable location. But Saturday, tomorrow, the last video of the week, will be Montenegro. I'm looking forward to fucking up extremely well. And I do hope you guys enjoyed laughing at all my fuck-ups. But I will see you all then. Have a good rest of your day. And bye-bye.